Bitcoin's come roaring back with a vengeance, as we knew she would, folks. This is a beautiful day for crypto holders as rumors and speculation of a Chainlink ETF come about. I have the filing. I've dug through the filing myself to figure out what the hell is going on here. What is coming for Chainlink, for Litecoin, for Avalanche? Is Solana ETF going to be approved? We're going to dig into this, and also the upcoming government purge per Elon Musk. It's a beautiful day to be alive. I got Isaac hanging out on the couch in his cool drip.
What's up?
You know, we got matching hats on today.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited. I'm having a very, very good time getting ready for Thanksgiving. It's just about Thanksgiving Eve-ish, right?
I mean, it kind of is because tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
I feel the pressure because I have to build a shed before everyone shows up to my house on Friday. It's going to get cold, very, very cold.
Very cold.
Quickly.
Yes, very quickly.
I mean, it's going to get like 48 degrees here in Georgia. Who am I to complain? Got a message from my mom that it is snowing in Colorado. So shout out to you guys if you're stuck in the snow. We got Brianna lurking on the chair there at the sticks. But it's a beautiful day, man.
Sticks are in my hand.
It's true. Quarter crawler, sack nasty. We got to check that P.O. box. Alex Baller, due to father being adopted, Kinsey. Iski Street Sweeping, Manawak, Rusty Bot, Put Sats and Bowls, Two Pump, Crypto Chump, Nicole Ministator, Pew Pew Cruz, Tommy Marin, Don Wu, Scotty Mo, Thumbnail Investor. Welcome one, welcome all. I'm so excited to be joined by you wonderful people today as we look into a ton of different news articles that I have pulled up for today. I never know if I have enough to go over, and every single day I end up with 50 things to talk about and just not enough time to get through. You know, that's so really true. My problem.
And the question is always, do we have enough stories? Answer, always yes.
Too many stories. Too many stories always. Now, waiting for a dump.
We got the dump yesterday. Did you not see it go to 90K? Damn, Tommy.
Well, I mean, I understand because, you know, they wanted to pull back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you guys are following me on our Discord channel, I had this ridiculous line of liquidations that were going to happen, and then I was going to YOLO into a long on Bitcoin. I did, in fact, give the signal in the Discord about that move. I made a 60% trade last night off of looking for this resetting of the market. And now we are cooking back on up, folks. We're at $96,000 as of the time of this recording. And when we're talking about the dump did already happen, let's pull this up on TradingView to get a wider view of what I'm talking about here. We got to go to the weekly because the weekly candle close is going to matter quite a bit in our current situation. Now, where we're at, this is a red weekly candle currently. To turn this thing green, we got to breach basically above $99,177. That's a tall order to make, but I've been operating under the assumption even through this chop and this pullback that we will recapture this candle and turn this week green. It only makes sense that that's how things are going to go. Everyone's going to be asleep, not paying attention to the charts, and that's where the chaos begins. And if you look back to the previous performance of the same Fibonacci sequence that we are in currently, these are 3 to 4 very thick green weeks in a row. This is the 2017 to 2021 bull market Fibonacci sequence I just showed you there. And then this is the 2013 to 2017 Fibonacci sequence. You could see the same frame of 1 to 1.618. And again, you have multiple weeks, 3 to 4 weeks of just absolute violence on the chart. So where we're sitting right now, I actually do have the opinion still that this current pullback that everyone's loving to see, and I hope you took advantage of the dip. Everyone's waiting for this thing to calm down. It's been all gas, no brakes. I told you guys at the beginning of the month, it was going to be all gas, no brakes. Here we are. Right at about 80%, maybe 75% through this entire sequence already. We only have a few more days left in the month. People think the shit that I say is stupid until it actually comes. Another deep cut that I'm also talking about is that altcoin season doesn't actually begin till December 23rd. What we're seeing is a recital for the nasty movements to come, and I am so excited to see what our bags end up turning into. But let's get into all the news. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. 64,700 subscribers as of the time of this recording. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Druth Crypto, and then you can also, let's see if you pre-populate Isaac.
Maybe.
Yes, he did it. He's making it.
I'm making it, everybody.
Now, I like your projects you got listed here. Drift, Jupiter, Radium, Link, and Solana. You got a solid main basket of picks there.
Yeah, this is like my my Solana degeneracy all in one spot.
It's not like, I mean, Solana degeneracy is the memes. You're highlighting decentralized exchanges that are downhill, receiving the flow from one of the fastest growing ecosystems in crypto right now.
Very true.
So,
and then the Goon for Hit Network as always, and blockchain based, all the above.
But make sure you're following him. Isaac Does Crypto. Bring some great stuff to the table, and quite a blessing for me here. He made the thumbnail today. He's starting to make thumbnails.
I'm starting to get better at them. We're cooking with hot fire.
Yeah, man. I'm liking it. I'm liking the help. It helps out a lot. So now let's get into current liquidation levels. Just before we get the show started here, we are at a Mexican standoff. Oh, yeah. We have two very thick levels of liquidations that will happen to shorts should the price hits $96,400. It looks like about $48 million worth of shorts will be liquidated. And then right above that at $96,756, $55 million will be liquidated from the short side. Now on the longs being crushed, it's sitting at 94.8 and 94.5. So it's kind of leaning towards the upside right now. It tried to make a little move to the downside, but the bulls just would not relent off of the bullish action for Bitcoin today. And it is really trying to make an upswing here. OPSEC, 2Pump Crypto Chump. I got to look at OPSEC because I remember there was a hack to OPSEC way back, and my wife has been showing me the OPSEC chart every time it's having these really violent movements on it. I'll see if there's any chance to buy the blood on OPSEC today. Thank you for the reminder, 2Pump Crypto Chump. And shout out to Coins Chick for dropping a membership. It looks like Edward Middleton was able to snag that one up. Shout out to that. Thank you very much for the support, Coins Chick. Now, let's get into the markets here. So what are we looking at? Overall, Bitcoin 96.1, Ethereum coming above 3,500. Solana still under 250. Might be a little opportunity for a resurge grab on the trading side there. I might have to look into that a little closer. XRP, not dead, $1.48, up 7% on the day. My God, it's alive. Cardano, over $1.02 right now. Avalanche just violently moving back to the $50 range of $43.47. Looking thick, looking juicy. What do we got? Stellar, 50 cents. That's great. It's up, would you say 100% on the week or something like that?
Oh, yeah. It said 99% on the week. So basically 100%.
That's a resurgence pump right there, man.
Oh, yeah.
That you cannot ignore that stuff. Chainlink now flirting around in the $18 realm. I like it. Polkadot trying to make it up to $10. So we're looking really good. Near Protocol, another one of the main gainers of today at 8.8% up, trying to breach into that $7 level. Let's look at who the top winners of the day are. We got Zcash, Uniswap, Aave, Stellar, DYDX, and Aerodrome, and then Cardano as well. Tezos, I'm not buying Tezos. I don't get too excited by seeing this Tezos thing have escape pumps. It'll probably do something, but I'm not expecting much out of it this market. But a common theme that we're seeing here is in light of major regulatory news that broke overnight that I'll be getting into the show. But what we see is decentralized exchange DeFi plays that like Uniswap, Aave, and Aerodrome are some of the top gainers of today. And in my opinion, it is related to the news that broke out of the United States regulatory environment overnight. We're going to check it out. But first, former CFTC chair is talking about Bitcoin Reserve potentially making a lot of sense. Let's have a listen to what this guy is saying.
Yeah, one of the states that are thinking about putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. What do you make about states putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet?
I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. So Trump proposed a Bitcoin stockpile, as you know, not a reserve, but a stockpile. It's a subtle difference.
Okay.
Countries have been stockpiling commodities since the dawn of time. We stockpile oil. We used to stockpile gold. China stockpiles rebar and copper and soybeans. Countries stockpile precious commodities as the world's first digital commodity.
Do they have the financial wherewithal, though, to manage that on a balance sheet?
I'd have to look into Pennsylvania's wherewithal, but I do think it makes sense. I think it makes sense for the United States. I think it's a very forward-looking idea.
You know, are you?
This is pretty damn important. He's highlighting how American infrastructure stockpiles commodities, and we have had the green light that Bitcoin and Ethereum so far have been given the nod that they are indeed commodities. On top of the bill Cynthia Lummis is putting forward into a very red Senate and House of Representatives and a red president, Cynthia Lummis, a Republican out of Wyoming, mind you, moving and being the talking point for a Bitcoin-backed dollar. This is the perfect storm we're looking for an insane price action out of Bitcoin this bull market. I love to see it. Now, this is a pretty cool infographic. We'll watch it. I'll be pausing during this, but this is the power law applied over multiple cycles. So let's have a look. It starts here. These are all of the different cycles overlaid with one another. Let's go ahead. Maybe I'll slow this down so we can kind of really soak in this data here. So I'll mute this. Don't worry about that.
Please.
So Bitcoin price in the logarithmic scale highlighted here. The power law support is the blue band under this. Now it also gives the price and support and the exponential decay levels of those peaks. Then you extrapolate this from each different 4-year section, basically highlighting the halving timeframes. You overlay all of the different bull markets with this original one, and this is coming to the conclusion of something very similar to what the Fibonacci sequence calls out. And this is important to note. The Fibonacci sequence at the top end ranges from $210,000 to $240,000. This extrapolation with the overlayment of previous bull market performance in relevance to the power law brings us to generally that same spot, right around $220,000 in the time frame. Something interesting to note about this, though, is that this is highlighting the bull market peak still happening at the end of 2025, right at around November, December of 2025. So that is something I just wanted to highlight. I really respect the work behind the people, Giovanni, and everyone that's involved with building out the reason for power law. And I don't take this data lightly. I am still planning to start layering out of crypto in summer, but the more and more data that I see extrapolated like this, that's pointing towards the end of the year, once again for 2025, maybe I just start by taking off 10% per month beginning in the summer and then be completely out by the end of the year. That might be how I have to adjust given all of the new data. And you know what they say about intelligence is that it is the ability to absorb new data and adjust there within. Now, speaking of data, we had GDP data and growth staying at 2.8%. Spending is slowing. The economy grew 2.8% in Q3, matching earlier estimates, but down from 3% in quarter two. Consumer spending rose 3.5%, missing expectations, while core inflation slowed to 2.1%. And corporate profits climbed by 6.1%, with non-financial sectors gaining slightly as financial profits fell by nearly 0.5%. Drops in housing investment and inventories weighed on this growth despite stronger exports and federal spending. Analysts now await new inflation data, so all eyes will be on what's the next inflation print from the Federal Reserve. And really, I think they're going to still cook the books, try to make everything look decent. If they don't and they start being honest about how bad inflation is, in my opinion, that's when you see that it is politically motivated, that Jerome Powell is nice to Democrat leaders and Democrat power structures. And now that he knows that Trump's coming back to office, he might have to give the dirty truth to the American people about just how bad inflation truly is out there on the market. I'm going to take a drink of water. I have dominated the sickness. I have won the battle. I woke up today feeling amazing.
Great. I'm glad.
And thanks a lot for getting me sick and trying to kill me.
No problem. I'm just here to build your immune system even stronger. Than
You're really great for that.
However, I killed Josh. Josh is dead.
Yeah.
He is sick. He did not come in. He has no voice right now. And all blame goes to me.
Yep.
So, Josh, if you're seeing this, love you, brother. You're welcome.
Yep. It's squarely on Isaac's shoulders. Now, what is this? Hazard shot has a thesis. I want to read it out. My thesis is everyone is expecting the cycle to end earlier this time, which will have a lot of people ending up selling early, and it keeps going. Potentially, in that, because the early blow off top mindset came in when we accomplished the previous all-time high ahead of schedule. I'll show you this on the graph here. Usually we don't accomplish these all-time highs until right around like August, September timeframe, and then we chop there. We spent way longer consolidating in this previous all-time high bracket during this current bull market because the halving was, I believe it was April, right? Where is this? It was April 20th, I believe. The halving right there. We accomplished that all-time high before the halving even happened. So then we're like, are we in this quickened cycle idea? And we had to start thinking about that. But now that more and more data has printed on the weekly and things honestly look more and more the same as this data comes out, because the difference was that we basically jackknifed up to this 786 to 1 level and consolidated in it for a very, very long time. The market and the organic price movement of Bitcoin in relevance to the Fibonacci sequence basically trapped this price within this previous all-time high for a very long duration. And then right on time, November comes around, and boy, howdy, are we doing the same thing once again. So yes, that's pretty much a pretty solid thought on this. And now that I'm seeing more and more data about this, I'm getting more acquainted with just going as business as usual, blow off top at the near end of 2025 for getting out of the market and rolling back into real estate. Now, this is some data on jobless claims. Down 2,000 jobless claims from to 213K in November. The survey came out thinking 215,000. U.S. November 16th, week counting claims up 9,000 jobs to 1.9 million. U.S. November 16th, week jobless claims revised to 215. So pretty much flatlining there. What you got?
I'm going to point out this question from Dominic Donovan. Where can you leverage trade if you live in the U.S.?
That's a great question.
Well, let me go over here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah,
2bit. Use our link in the description, and you could use it in the U.S., and you could trade with us. Use code BASEMENT, all caps. Little inside for you.
And if you're trading with me and 2bit, you're supporting the basement. You're supporting a great channel partner, which is 2bit, the exchange. And you get access to all of my trade calls the moment that they happen. I said, I've got in 90,900, and here I go. I actually had a link long open as well from about $17.10. That one got stopped out because I was playing these very, very cautiously. I see that there's a good opportunity. RSI goes way low on the stochastic side. You can't really see the stochastic side. I'll show you. I use the basic RSI and the stochastic. But I saw the opportunity. I took advantage of it. The Chainlink one, it's a little bit more violent, but I was just playing each trade safe. Once it gets into profit, I make sure to put my stop loss to cover at least the fee of the trade. And if my thesis plays out and it keeps on moving to the upside, I'm protected either way. And you do not need a KYC with 2bit as well.
Or a
Mr.
VPN.
Matt B is bringing up. So, you don't need any of that.
Yeah, you don't need any of the extra stuff that people be throwing at you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a new exchange, But one thing about exchanges, I use them for leverage trading or to just spot buy and get the hell off the exchange. If you're spot buying, don't leave crypto on an exchange. Do not trust an exchange to hold your crypto throughout the bull market into the bear market. We've all learned our lesson from FTX. And actually, I got a little bit of side note on what FTX has become, but also take advantage of Base 20. Our code Base 20, you get 20% off a Arculus cold storage wallet, and you can put this in your stocking stuffers for your friends, your family, everyone that's going to be interested in how you're making such an amazing move financially in crypto. Like, look, it's very, very easy to become your own bank. All you have to do is take the card that's inside this box, you put it up to the back of your phone, and all of a sudden you are your own bank. So make sure to secure your crypto in a cold storage manner, one way or another. Now, we got a lot of other macroeconomic news. We highlight this, the M2 money supply on a pretty steep contraction. This is giving a lot of bears the fuel to the fire for saying, look, Bitcoin's going to follow, it's going to die. But you know what? This global money supply contraction might be related to this. The Russian ruble plunging to all-time lows against the US dollar. Who would have thunk? Man, you know what? I love America.
I love America.
I love
too.
America.
So
you know?
beautiful.
And the people that were like BRICS maxis, just like, cheering for the death of America through this coalition, this power axis, just move there. If you love it so much, just move there. You see this? This is the American flag. I love this country.
See that? A
See the
beautiful
hat?
America.
It doesn't stop. Doesn't
Amen.
stop. Shout out, though, to the American dollar at extreme strength levels right now as we compare it to the ruble, not doing so hot. And also the Russian central bank has suspended all currency purchases. Russian economy on the edge as the ruble plummets by 24% to the lowest level since 22. And here, now, you cannot exchange your ruble into U.S. dollars through their central bank for the time being. Seems they're a little bit of worry rolling around in their central bank infrastructure of capital flight to a stronger currency.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, because now we have the U.S. openly talking about backing their dollar with Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
BRICS so far has been, we're going to have a basket of currencies. It's going to be like gold and maybe crypto and all these other different things. The U.S. is literally leaning full on head first into Bitcoin to back the dollar with Bitcoin and then take loans against that Bitcoin-backed infrastructure. They're going to play catch up. We're going to see more and more countries, including the countries within BRICS, take this position because the U.S. dollar is still the king kugla of currencies across the world. So this Canadian dollar, get wrecked. Sorry to my Canadians. I'm sorry. I should be nicer. They're so close to America. You know what I mean?
know. But still, your dollar sucks.
Oh, my God. I have a bunch of family in Fargo.
Yeah.
And it's only like an hour from the Canadian border. Maybe we should do like a rescue mission. Canadian dollar versus the US dollar as well, hitting levels that it has not seen since the pandemic. Right there, as you can see that plummet during the sneezing of the Wuhan lab. That's great. Now the Canadian dollar just hitting extreme lows once again. And this, China, ETFs on track for the largest monthly outflow in history. Some issues going on for countries outside of the United States financial infrastructure. It looks like some things are coming to a break. And with this news about the ETF outflows in China, former Bank of China chairman Liu Liang has just been sentenced to death.
Oh, I pulled this one up and I didn't even read that. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. This is kind of what happens in a communist setup that's unescapable, I guess.
So what was the main reason for them to sign, off them?
Oh, I mean, you can't believe what they say. It's state-owned media. This is Xi just saying, "Hey, you're making me look bad. You're done. You're done.
You're dead."
That's what this looks like to me. So, glad I don't live in China. Now, this very important. This is from Hayden Adams. Immutable smart contracts just beat the Treasury Department in court, folks. This is a huge, huge win for decentralized exchanges. We hold that Tornado Cash's immutable smart contracts, the lines of privacy enabling software code, are not the property of a foreign national or entity, meaning that they cannot be blocked under IEEPA. And the OFAC overstepped in congressionally defined authority, incredible to the degree of which crypto is killing it in federal courts. This is so damn bullish for our decentralized DeFi ecosystems, our aerodromes, our Drift, our Jupiter, our Radium, all of these decentralized exchanges, dude. Uniswap is probably going to do really good from this as well.
100%.
Shout out to Big Hands Dan, too, for gifting the 5 memberships. Really, really appreciate you. Holy shit, man. Very, very cool. Thank you for the support.
And
Big
all
Hands
new
Dan.
names. All new names were gifted memberships.
Oh, that is great to see.
That's also really cool to see. So make
Yeah.
sure you get into that Discord.
Yeah,
All
we
the
got a
alphas
link in the
there.
description. Go into the Discord, you get the pew-pews. You get to see everyone's cool guns. But also, I have a Druth 2-bit trading channel, which is where you can find all of my immediate updates when I do enter a position, when I get stopped out, all that information there. Got Cashflow Cam, Irish Cowboy GPT, Kyle Rothschild. Oh boy, I'm in trouble now. Marley Sky and Trippy X. Shout out to you guys. Now, this is a big win in the appeals for the Fifth Circuit Court for DeFi at large. And this is why, me and TJ have been more so interested in the auxiliary plays around the strongest ecosystems that we see budding up right before the bull market is now taking the limelight. It's the decentralized plays and the DeFi products on Solana and Base. Those two narratives and sectors are going to absolutely scream this next year, in my opinion, which is why I've been laddering into them with a pretty big conviction. What's on the cam to create the cash flow? What do we got? Oh, yeah. What do you
Money
got there?
gun.
Does that thing work?
Of course it works.
Let me see. Oh!
Yeah, there's your money back, bitches!
What? That's great. All right, shout out to you, man. That's what these DeFi players are going to be doing for us.
Exactly. That's what my drift bag's going to do if y'all,
Yeah.
just follow my drift. What
Dude,
you
drift
montage.
calls with 25 cents. Now it's at what?
Still at like $1.30.
$1? Okay.
I'll check it out.
We'll have to check into it later on in the show, too, for sure. Shout out to Alden for gifting a membership as well. T2 Scoops, pick that up, scoop that up. Now we have Trump's plan for the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, to take over crypto regulation. A huge nod that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many, many other products within crypto are going to be looked as commodities moving forward. The incoming Trump administration is positioning these CFTC to oversee a $3 trillion digital asset market, scaling back the SEC's role in crypto oversight under Biden. In my opinion, the Biden regime, I don't think that they held us back by 20 years. I think that we can reverse course in this current bull market. You guys will be surprised and amazed at how fast we can turn the table once we acknowledge that these products are indeed commodities and we have a crypto-friendly president, House of Representatives that is Republican and having to do the bidding of a Republican president, and a Senate. As long as Trump is able to not have a bunch of traitors in his background like he did in his last administration, I think that we're going to be just fine. And on that conversation, right before the stream, I didn't pull this up for all the other stories that we have here. God, we got a lot of stuff to cover. This is important to note. Within this, where are the traders? Pretty significant development here. Where is this? All right, so the Trump administration finally signed the transition agreement with the outgoing Biden administration to hand off control of the government, but with a twist. The entire transition will be privately funded, not to use taxpayer dollars, GSA technology, or government buildings. What does this mean? It means that Trump's MAGA administration has decided to go dark and will be creating a closed circuit loop of communication and security within itself. Trump's administration will not be using the GSA-provided cell phones, computers, offices, or any technology provided by the GSA. This is a major, major deal because, by God, there were pieces within the government itself that were used against Trump when he was the president. He learned his lesson, and he is making sure that doesn't happen again. Shout out to Matthew King, member for 4 months. Hey, guys, don't sleep on Arena Coin that just launched on Avalanche. Okay, we got to make sure we cover that as well. Arena Coin, I remember, and let me know, Matthew King, is that connected to Stars Arena, that SocialFi app that I saw budding up on Avalanche earlier in the year. Now, we did hear, finally, Kamala Harris break her silence. Let's have a listen to what she's doing.
Anybody take your power from you? You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did.
So, looks like the alcoholism is completely taking control of the Vice President of the United States. She's looking a little rough. Now, just to be clear, this bourbon bottle is imposed on it. So, the original video did not have a bourbon bottle in her hand. But you know what? I would bet my bottom dollar she's been hitting the bourbon hard since losing in a cataclysmic election result against the orange one. And, just something, a side note here, Republican interest has absolutely taken over now that the polling and the counting of the votes is completely done. the Republicans gained some insane ground during the last administration of Biden. It almost feels like Biden did it on purpose to be the death blow to the Democratic Party at a time. But now we have the media in full cope. And shout out Matthew King dropping the membership as well. God, you guys are awesome. Hold on. So, Kamala's campaign chair talking to podcasters about what went wrong.
I would say, I mean, look, I am not media hater by any measure. And I think that, you know, we women don't get far in life talking about double standards. So that's not the point. But I do think a narrative, 107 days, 2 weeks fucked up because of a hurricane, 2 weeks talking about how she didn't do interviews, which, you know, she was doing plenty, but we were doing in our own way. We had to, you know, be the nominee, had to find a running mate and do a rollout. I mean, there was all these things that you kind of want to factor in.
This guy's like,
but real people
Are you yapping
heard
about? Yeah.
in some way that we were not going to have interviews, which was both not true and also so counter to any kind of standard that was put on Trump that I think that was a problem. And then on top of that, we would do an interview, and to Stephanie's point, the questions were small and processy and about like
dumb.
They were not informing a voter who was trying to listen to learn more or to understand. And I'm not here to say that you know the whole system was focused on us incorrectly. I'm just saying, like, again, of the things we need to explore as we move forward as a campaign and as a country, that does a disservice to voters. And, you know, I think back and think we should have signaled more of our strategy early on about podcasts and who we were trying to reach. But we had a limited amount of time to reach the people we were trying to reach, and we were trying to go to them. But being up against a narrative that we weren't doing anything or we were afraid to have interviews is completely bullshit, and also like took hold a little bit. And we just gave us another thing we had to fight back for that Trump never had to worry about.
There is so much cope going on with this lady. Going on, she's like saying, we were trying to do interviews. You literally said no to Joe Rogan, one of the biggest podcasts on the planet, if not the biggest podcast. She was, no, we're not going to Joe Rogan. No, he's going to have to come to us and interview me in a chair in the White House. But then she goes and spends a whole day shilling herself to SNL because she knows that they're already Democrat friendly. They're going to be nice to her. What you got?
And then one of her biggest interviews that she did of all time, she didn't do it one-on-one. She did it with Tim Walz.
Yeah.
In this whole staged area with the giant Kamala bus behind her.
It's so pathetic.
It was just like, it was just feeding dumb questions to him.
Yeah, it's so pathetic. And now, you know, overall media leaders are having a conniption fit over Elon Musk. And this "we are the media" narrative honestly taking hold. Major news publications having to go off of what's being said on Twitter so that they can have the hottest and freshest news. Let's have a listen to the National Press Club honors Jim Videhi and his thoughts about our current media situation.
Matters. Everything we do is under fire. Elon Musk sits on Twitter every day, or X today, saying like, we are the media, you are the media. My message to Elon Musk is bullshit.
Oh.
You're not the media. You having...
Oh, good job. Oh. You're so smart.
Yeah.
Having a blue check mark, a Twitter handle, and 300 words of cleverness doesn't make you a reporter any more than me looking at your head and seeing that you have a brain and telling you have an awesome set of tools makes me a damn neurosurgeon, right? Like what we do, what journalists do, what you did in Mississippi, what Al Jazeera does in the Middle East. You don't proclaim yourself to be a reporter. Like, that's nonsense.
There is a huge amount of patheticness in this guy's screeching, and they all are saying the word bullshit. Maybe that was like part of the script to fight this whole media mess that they have. But honestly, you guys were biased for more than a decade. People woke up to it. They're tired of it. And they went and put out their own opinions. So now media leaders are saying, hey, if just because you have a blue check mark and you have all this information that you're releasing on Twitter does not make you a journalist, and your voice does not matter. Ours still matters more. That's what that translates into for me as someone that's a small media creator, seeing these jackasses that spin the truth, that lie to the American people for decades on end, Now they've lost, and they're running scared because they're about to be gutted on a national level. MSNBC might end up being bought by Elon Musk. There is so much insanity coming to this, but on top of it, Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency is on its way. Let's have a look at what to expect here.
Coming this spring to MXNBC, a groundbreaking series that will change the U.S. government and the world forever. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, under the direction of former star of The Apprentice, Donald Trump, will challenge 3 million contestants to carry their load or hit the road. That's right. We'll be asking every government employee to prove their value.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Just like in a good old-fashioned meritocracy.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming in. What would you say it is that you do around here?
I mean, a lot of days I really do stuff. It's just there's not that much going on today.
I helped Tanner and Blaze replace those heavy 5-gallon water containers.
Tune in each week as Elon and Vivek measure every federal employee's value and efficiency.
And time. So your study on how cocaine enhances the sex drive of Japanese quail. What's that worth to the American taxpayer?
I think it's priceless.
And get ready for the savings as those that don't make the cut get shown the door.
Oh my God.
The president wants to tell you something.
Firstly, thank you for coming in today. And second, you're fired.
Oh God, I can't do.
Secondly, you're fired. I love that.
If someone would have told me 3 years ago that this is going to be my reality, and I'm going to see the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, led by Elon Musk, coming in to audit the federal government, I would say you're out of your mind. There is no way that we can win this hard. Here it is, folks. We are on the precipice of this, and there's a damn good reason for it. What you got?
Ban Amy Diamond.
Oh yeah, ban
them.
Well, get up and do it. Yeah.
Oh, you want me to? I can do it.
Yeah,
It's my phone.
Or,
You know
I mean,
what?
the mods might be able to do it.
Yeah, mods, do your thing.
Yeah. This is important, though. We need an oversight of the federal government because today we pay more in interest on our debt than we do in our budget for the Department of Defense. We pay $1.2 billion a year just in interest on debt. The total government spending is about $7 trillion. Interest payments are around $1.2 trillion, and the Department of Defense is at a $800 billion a year budget. The total debt is $35 trillion, and it adds another $1 trillion of debt every single 100 days.
Jeez.
This is not a sustainable path that we are on here in America, and something cataclysmic and major needs to come to change this thing out. I mean, this is a great highlight of it. 1930s, $16 billion in debt. 40s, 43, and it just gets exponentially higher and higher and higher, and you can see how fast things have really gone once we got off the gold standard. We were at $371 billion in national debt, and then all of a sudden, 10 years later, that has tripled, just about tripled, and then things just go out of control from there. It's exponential increase in this cost and expenditure. And honestly, some major cleaning of this house needs to be done to get this thing back on track. It absolutely needs to happen. But on Biden's way out, Biden has requested another $24 billion for Ukraine because he's just got to be that gift that keeps on giving to make sure the World War III happens. Shout out Jamie Gonzalez, giving a shout out to Hannah Hughes. Hannah upstairs, she's working hard. She's busier than a one-armed paper hanger during the Great Depression, folks. She's running... She's running these the spaces with Mario and all this stuff. Like, she is very, very busy person, but she gives her regards. I try to get her on the show as much as possible. Maybe we'll try to get her on before she heeds back to the United Kingdom. But
maybe she'll walk downstairs right now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
she should. She should, man. That's a good shout.
Get downstairs now.
Now, here's something about altcoins. Don Alt bringing this up. If your coin isn't trading where it was 3 days ago or higher, it's most likely a bad bet compared to the coins that are doing so. As we showed earlier on in the show, we have altcoins really ripping right now. And if you're not seeing any life in your token, given the bullish upswing, you have to pay attention to what's going on the market to make that decision. Is it a good hold going into 2025? We have crypto Twitter. I disagree with this, that we're about to have a generational lesson taught to us in the immediate term. But this shows CME ETH futures are going absolutely parabolic. More so, this is likely just that everyone knows that we're about to go into the biggest, baddest fucking bull market of our lives, and they're positioning themselves to leverage off of that. So that is something to pay attention to. Now we had Ass Blaster, Ox Ass Blaster, come out with this information. In case you missed it today, we had confirmation that Chainlink will be the next ETF, not Solana, not XRP, not ADA. Red Triangle coin, AVAX, will get an ETF in 2025 as well. Very interesting. Let's read into this a little bit more and go to the actual guts of it, because we saw more from 21 Shares with their Chainlink ETP release coming out. So there's a lot of questions. Are we going to see a Chainlink ETF? Well, here's the filing. Let's see here. So we got the Hashdex NASDAQ Crypto Index US ETF. This was filed on November 25th. And you go down to the table of contents. This is what this is all about. So in the sole discretion of the NASDAQ Crypto Index Oversight Committee, they do not offer utility, do not facilitate novel use case, or that do not exhibit technical, structural, or crypto-economic innovation. Example, assets inspired by memes or internet jokes may also be included. The index will assess any crypto asset resulting from a hard fork for an airdrop under the same criteria as established in the crypto assets, and will only include a new crypto asset if it meets eligibility criteria set forth above. Moreover, notwithstanding the above, the sponsor will not invest the trust assets into, let's see, where did that go? Will not invest the trust assets into any other crypto assets other than Bitcoin or Ether, even if such asset are included in the index pursuant to the index rules and the eligibility criteria above. So the table below details how each top 15 crypto asset by market cap were evaluated according to eligibility criteria as of October 2024. Now, this gives a whole list on who's going to have access to an ETF during the 2025 timeframe. You have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, these are gimmies, USDT in here because of the market cap size, and USDC. Those are stable coins though, but it actually gave a no for eligibility for Solana, which is kind of shocking because we did see a lot of applications break out last week. And now we have a no for Doge. And that is related to that little stipulation that is based on a meme. You know what I mean? That it is based on kind of an internet joke. Yep. So it makes sense that they'd be able to say no to this. You keep on moving. There it is. AVAX and Chainlink are the other two crypto assets that got a yes within this application. And again, if you want to look it up yourself, this is registration number 333-280-990. This is straight from the SEC government, sec.gov website. And go check it out for yourself. This is pretty important, interesting stuff to see. And honestly, when I saw the information within this application and kind of the rollouts of it, I became erect because Chainlink is my biggest holding. And if this does happen and I see a Chainlink ETF and we have the confluence of real world assets being rolled out, all of the stuff happening at the same time, I've given price predictions on where I expect the market cap to go in just a generalized manner, hitting $200 to $300 billion market cap. This happens, I don't know where the market cap goes. I do not. But I know that I will be feeling just fine in the end of 2025 as it all rolls out. Another project I'm feeling great about is Near. This is Paulo Ardionio. He is the leader CEO of Tether. And he had a nice chat with Near's team about Tether AI and person-to-person focus, privacy first, human freedom, preserving the local AI models and agents. He also talked about Tether investment in the brain-computer interface, BlackRock Neuro. This was something that I need to start paying attention to, and why it's an insurance against machine uprising. This is very important stuff as we move into the age of AI and this rollout of stablecoins and this massive amount of money involved with stablecoins. They have to make sure that AI is not able to come in and arbitrage the system, but also Near's position as a layer one that's focusing on this problem, positioning itself right next to NVIDIA. And we have the conference coming up in March of NVIDIA. I will be expecting to see some fireworks in the AI sector from there. Now, this is for the base ecosystem overview. This is cbduck.base.eth. I gave a shout out to this account because it gives some great alpha and data on what's going on in the Base ecosystem. And this is the transaction counts on Base. In his opinion, we're going much higher. If you're new to the Base DeFi ecosystem, below DeFi dApps are what he personally uses every day. Highlights Aerodrome, Moonwell, Morpho Labs, and then Harvest Finance. Now, today, I want to take a look at Morpho Labs, and then we'll be digging into Harvest Finance afterwards. If you like to leverage, give Beefy Finance and ExtraFi_IO a try. But let's have a look at what's going on the Base ecosystem in the reverence of Ethereum and Ethereum Layer 2s. So Base is absolutely crushing it. This is the highlight of Base transaction counts compared to Tyco, Arbitrum 1, and the OP mainnet in red. You'd expect OP mainnet to be so much higher, but it's actually not. Base transactions, true and tried, are just going absolutely nuts. But what the hell is Morpho? Wow. This thing is up 82% today. So it's currently sitting at $1.72. I started watching this thing and putting my show together, and it was sitting here bouncing around this $1.20, $1.30 range. This thing is absolutely broken out since we started the show. Holy shit. Now, how old is this thing? Have we missed out? It released at $1.30, and it just broke above its release point. It pumped up to $1.97 before going down to the trenches. Now, this data is only about 5 days of data. So we have to keep this in mind. This thing just barely launched. And it's currently at $170 million market cap. So honestly, I'm like a greedy dude. I want to get a buy point somewhere in these lower levels. But by God, this is now on my watch list because I have to have good access and basically a little bit of skin in the game on a lot of these DeFi plays within the Base ecosystem. I think that some stupid money's coming for it. So we got to keep an eye on this one. Morpho Labs just got on my radar this morning. And it's pretty new, so we're going to pay attention to it. Now, this from CryptoStevo.Sol, given the highlight of this lobby token by Stephen Bliss, and I believe this is the artist behind the Grand Theft Auto series. We're going to just highlight this contract address.
Indeed it is.
We're going to raw dog into that. Did you get any of this thing?
I didn't get any of it, but me and CryptoStevo were talking about it, and I was taking a look.
Okay. Let's see here. I love how Dex Screener auto-loads to Costco Hot Dog. That's great. Since it auto-loaded here, we're going to have to see if Costco Hot Dog died or not. Let's see here. Kind of dead, but it's still at a $5 million market cap. Interesting.
Not that dead.
Yeah, it's not completely dead. Now, let's see here. What is this? Lobby by Stephen Bliss. This thing down 27% on the day. It just came out. This is interesting. Okay, so $1.7 million market cap. What do we got here? So 3,000 holders, 3,300 holders, top traders. Let's see if it's a bunch of dev cells. A lot of dev cells. I mean, I'm getting worried about this immediately. I don't know about this one. I mean, stupid things make money. This, I got to say, I'm passing. Quick view, I'm passing on it. That's just me. I'll check out the bubble maps just in case it looks good. But seeing those dev cells like that doesn't make me feel comfortable.
Definitely not.
You know. Let's see here. Just rugged. Man, maybe it did. You don't even get much data on the bubble maps on this thing. Yeah, this is I gotta stay away from this. Like, I don't know about that. It's too many dev cells. But maybe the artist being behind Grand Theft Auto is enough to pump it up. But you even see major what was it, like Scottie Pippen and all those people?
Yeah, all the celebrity coins that go to the moon, they die instantly the next day.
Yes, it's a big name. There's no way it can die. Definitely a way it can die. Now, Kraken Exchange to shut down the NFT marketplace. So a little bit of a black eye for NFTs in general, losing their spot on Kraken. Maybe there's just low volume on it. I personally only own one NFT. It's the Trump mugshot NFT, and I bought it for the culture. So, Hawk Tua, here's something else that's probably going to die. Haley Welch announcing that she's going to launch Hawk Coin, a meme coin, on December 4th. And I'm just going to say this right now. If you have to buy this token, please, for the love of God, take profits and be very, very careful. Use an amount of money that you expect to lose. use an amount of money that you expect to lose. If you're getting into this, I do expect this thing to rug. She's probably going to sell a shitload of the supply herself. And this is, I'm not making accusations. I'm just assuming things.
Because it's Solana meme coins. That's and celebrity tokens.
Yeah. And not only that, she's a Haktua celebrity. She got famous by talking about spitting on that thing. So, I mean, she's probably going to spit on you too, but not in the good way.
Like the llama type of spit.
Yeah, exactly. Now let's see what the next one is. Oh yeah, we got to talk about this. Imagine, so this guy, I just posted this random picture. I was like, what the hell is this? This looks like a grow room or like a farm room or something. These comments, imagine still playing such small ball. You retards don't deserve this, but let me know when you want to take the training wheels off and make some real money. Indoor shrimp farming. Like being able to scoop gold right out of a kiddie pool. Multiplying your money by 100 aquaponics is the effing future, even more than blockchain self-production. And forget drop ship artards who are just glorified middlemen. If you actually shrimp farm, there is no replacing you. Wholesale is 100x sale right to restaurants. Is this true? Like, can I make shrimp and then sell? Isn't there some sort of regulation that you have to pass? Like some sort of oversight of this? Like,
I would assume there would be like some sort of regulations and some like certifications you'd have to have.
You would hope so.
Yeah, you would hope so. Will it outpace blockchain? No, stupid. I mean, you could just tell. I mean, hey, you're making money, right? I'm actually very interested in how this works and what actual money you can make off this.
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
selling right to restaurants. I don't know. This is interesting.
Yeah, but in health inspectors, that's what I was thinking. Health inspectors for sure.
Yeah,
Shake and May giving that shout out. But yeah, imagine the smell. Like, imagine the smell if you had this in some outbuilding or something like that. I don't know if I could do it. I really don't.
I love shrimp though.
You like shrimp? I like shrimp too.
I love shrimp.
I already have the eggs. So this kind of made me start thinking about how am I going to leverage these chickens? Because there's a lot of chickens by now. A lot of eggs being produced in the summertime. Got to figure out maybe I'm going to have to start selling them or kind of rolling it out. What is this?
Time.
Oh, God. Okay. Now, one final thing. X is doing a 40% off annual premium subscription until December 2nd. And in this Finance a Lot's opinion, in my opinion as well, I agree with this take. This is worth it alone for the Grok AI. Grok AI is a fantastic resource for condensing information, creating graphics, information that you need on the fly. Grok is absolutely incredible, and I do think it's well worth the money. So just giving that a quick shout out. Now on the bags, we're going to just take a quick look at the bags. I know we got to look at Drift. Let's see here. Was there another one I got to check out here? $1.30 on Drift.
It was the AVAX token. The
Arena.
Yeah.
Okay, so Drift, higher lows, health on a shelf. Buy spot. This looks like a buy spot. Now that things have simmered down, it had a pump up to, honestly, I saw it go to $2.60. Might have even gone higher on some exchanges. Had a big sell-off, and now we have found support and are coiling up with higher lows at the $1.30 level. The bottom end of this range is at $1.11. But essentially, this is my time to accumulate more Drift, seeing that price. Now, where is Arena on this? Arena. ESPL, the Arena. There we go. This is probably it. Let's make sure it's the one on Avalanche. Yes, indeed. Okay. So what do we got on the day? Do we got a sale on the day? 10% down on the day. A little bit of coiling action. If you're looking at it from the 7-day, still up 67% overall on the week. Then on the month, it's up 100%. Quick devil up. The market cap, where's the market cap? It's at $11 million market cap. Holy good googly moogly.
Interesting.
That is a very small market cap. And we only have data going back to October 30th. So basically Halloween when this thing rolled out. Stars Arena, the first go, didn't work so great, but honestly, kind of looks like a pretty interesting play to me right now. Good shot on this. I think it was Matthew King I'll have to watch it because Avalanche is now that Avalanche is gonna reclaim that $50 mark before a lot of other tokens, then everyone's gonna be like, oh my god, why didn't I go in all Avalanche? And then you're gonna see Trader Joe ecosystem exploding once again. Let's see here. Francisco Contreras, hey Drew, last night a huge wallet panic sold on a dip and crashed the chart on Snake with Hat. Good time to buy or stay away. I'm still holding. My god, that is a good question. Snake with Hat.
If you want to take a look.
Yeah, I mean, and then I've got to check out OPSEC real quick. While I'm on market cap, I'm going to check out OPSEC. Because this one had like an intrusion, and the price just got crushed by it. You can see this. It got crushed. But then it's like giving these really weird jackknife signals.
Like, I'm somewhat still alive, but
yeah, but it's only in a $500,000 market cap.
Yeah.
I mean, the risk level on this is through the roof, but the reward, should it return, also through the roof. Because you're at like 0.005 as far as the token price. It was some sort of I can't remember the exact occurrence, but some sort of hack happened, and it had a lot of FUD. Now it's down big. This is almost like a Terra Luna play at this point.
Yeah.
Like you could see some ridiculous returns, and I've seen things like this return basically up to like these kind of mid ranges. I wouldn't be expecting it to really capture this ever again, but maybe like the 62 cent, that would be an insane move. I might buy some just in case that happens. But this one, man, you got to be very, very careful about a situation. Yes, the token was hacked. This is just highlights of this. I remember seeing this and just watching this absolutely fall down a cliff. I wonder what their Twitter is looking like these days. Let's see. Offset Cloud, 51,000 followers. November 25th. So they're still posting. They're still getting a lot of engagement, honestly.
Yeah.
This is interesting. We might have to take a closer look at this if there's any hope, because
100%.
There might be hope. But, with that being said, you guys, I love and appreciate all you. Our Moonwell bag is pumping. God, there's so much pumpiness going on. Moonwell,
crazy. The
buys, I was giving a shout out. I was like, you know what? This is exciting me, but I'm waiting for the 5-cent buy points. There you go. We're pumping well up beyond that 5-cent buy point once again. That little short-term floor was created, and now we're pumping back up. So shout out to the Moonwell buyers with me. And also DAG. Look at Constellation DAG. This thing is just being stupid. 9.3 cents now, up 17% on the day. On the week, up 84%. On the month, up 296%. So shout out to everyone. Give me the new contract address for OPSEC. And I'll be able to look into it with a little bit more concise view. But at this rate, I do have to cut it short and head on to another show. I love and appreciate every single one of you for supporting the Blockchain Basement. Isaac, make sure to give me a reminder on the new OPSEC contract address tomorrow. It's Turkey Eve. So get ready, get around your loved ones. Make sure you're spending time with your loved ones. I appreciate every single one of you out there, and I bid you adieu.